Got a lot to talk about, baby. We're going to talk about some breakout players. We're going to talk about favorite plays, all that and more here on the Sooner or Later Sports Show. That's my guy, Coop. I'm your host, Jay. Thanks for pulling up here on the YouTube channel and listening wherever podcasts are downloaded and listened to. While you're here, please wipe your feet, like, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. You don't think we deserve it? Give us 5 anyway. And gift it. So, on today's episode of the Sooner or Later Sports Show, me and Coop's got to have us a blast because all we're going to talk about is the good stuff like our favorite plays from the season. We're also going to dive in a little bit about which players we think deserve an award. We'll also look at breakout candidates and who we think is going to show up in the second quarter. And then we'll wrap things up with, of course, like we always do, your thoughts and feelings on the team. Y'all are always great. Appreciate y'all pulling up. This live stream is presented by our partners over at Prize Picks. You can check them out. Link is in the description below. They're giving you $50 guaranteed when you play your first $5 lineup. So check them out. Use the promo code UNFAIR on prizepicks.com or our link in the description below. Coop! It's Thursday, man. We kind of moved it over additional day, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, I like it. I'm really, really excited. This is definitely a nice long little 2-week hate fest. It's kind of bubbling just a little bit on the bird, but it's not getting too crazy right now. But man, it's we'll see. I'm ready to get down there and cause some ruckus.
Yeah, no, right? We have 2 weeks of Texas hate. We're going to really intensify it next week. Actually, we'll probably intensify it this week, and we'll intensify it on Sundays when we're really going to start hating them the most. But right now, you can go ahead and hate them all you want. We're going to talk all kinds of good stuff today, right? There's numbers to talk about, performance that we've synced, the excitement that we should have. And BV jumped in. So we'll start off with this. Coop. Brent Venables had his press earlier this week. I think we'll open with what feels like good news that we can actually have because it's been a while since we've had actual good news around here. But thank y'all for pulling up in the chat. I see you. We feel you. We appreciate y'all doing that. Brent mentioned 3 players after practice on Tuesday night. He actually mentioned them on the telecall on Tuesday, and then he talked about them Tuesday night as well. Tyler Keltner, the kicker, he is expected to be back on for Red River. And then he said that not only is Deion Burks progressing well, and so is Taylor Tatum. How you feel about those 3 pulling up for the game potentially?
Well, it goes a little bit against the grain, right? Usually we're talking about guys who are going to be gone and be out. And yeah, if you're watching the Thursday night game, Mooney just ripped one down. Kirk Cousins 3rd and 14 up. Oh man, that was dirty. That was dirty.
That was nasty.
But yeah, I mean, this is great getting these guys back. We want to hear a lot more guys coming back and being available. Keltner. You get him back, which, shout out to Zach Schmidt. Zach Schmidt stepped in some pressure spots and did the job correct. So that's good to have, 2 kickers that you can feel comfortable with. Taylor Tatum, he took a little consecutive ding, against Tennessee. And so we didn't get to see him down in Auburn. So having him back in there is great. And then the 2024 appearance of Deshaun McCullough, we've been excited about him, changing a little position. So getting him back is exciting because definitely want to have as many guys back as you can. So we'll continue to keep our eyes on some receiver health, I bet,
yep.
And gotta hope that. It's very, very good news from here on out. Sounds like the offensive line's pretty healthy for the first time. Yeah. And so we should have a full complement of players on the offensive line. And, this will be the 3rd week in a row that we get to go out with our starting lineup. So got to love that because those guys have been killing themselves. And, I'm going to give a special shout out, Jay, and I know I'm running this one a little long, but give it up to Jacob Sexton. I mean, this is a guy who has played 3 different positions. This is supposed to be a year to where he's really just establishing himself as the next Beatenbow draft guy. And he has been an absolute stud and a team player. So, I mean, Jacob Sexton, Big Phil, his dad, I just shout out to you guys because, man, your heart and your willingness and your team first mentality. Like, I mean, I love it, because that's not something that everybody would be willing to do. I mean, some people have left the team because of position, assignments. So, shout out to Jacob Sexton.
Yeah, doing everything needed for the team to win. He is a team player. Like I say, he's played multiple positions, and he's doing pretty good at it, right? Shout out to him. Thank you for that. Will, happy birthday. 35 years old. That is beautiful. We love to see that.
Spending your birthday with us.
I know, right? Spending your birthday with us, talking ball, also watching Baker and them. Hopefully the Bucks can figure it out. I need my Buccaneers to do something. But Jimmy, what's good? Hey, Kimberly. Thank you all pulling up. Jen, thanks for pulling up. Kenny, all y'all, appreciate y'all joining per the norm. So that was the first three that was talking about. And then Coop, a tweet populated. I saw this tweet. The tweet warmed my heart. I looked at said tweet, and the tweet was a very much big old smile. And you know what that big old smile meant, Coop? It was Deshaun McCullough.
Yes,
what
sir.
it sounds like is McCullough going to be back for Texas. I'm kind of geeked.
Yeah, I'm excited. You add another piece on that defense.
Right.
Really, the only guy that we've lost that's played a significant amount this year, is our boy Kendall Dolby. Shouts out, prayers up to Kendall Dolby also. But getting Deshaun back in, that just adds another tool, and he is going to be more of a pass rusher this year. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens when you get him to get out there and start flying around with the football too.
No, yeah, 100% because, and I know that they had him play more will linebacker instead of Mike. Great opportunities for him to be able to do more blitzing and stuff. Man, it's going to be fun seeing him with Kip, Kobe.
Yeah.
We'll probably get a little bit of Lewis Carter play. Definitely a lot of Samuel Musigo, especially with, unfortunately, us losing Dolby. But we're going to see a lot. The linebacker room's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun the entire season. I think they're my favorite when it comes to that. Will, you had a quick question. I'll go ahead and answer this one now, and we'll dive into kind of our highlights of the season on both sides of the ball. Like I said, we'll talk O, we'll talk D, we'll do all of that. But you asked the question, it's not illegal. He meant, do we think Arnold will hit the portal or try to earn his job back? Personally, I don't know. I honestly don't believe he's going to hit the portal anytime soon. I don't think he's going to be one of the... right now, he technically can't hit the portal anyway. Now, he can say that he plans on it, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to try to earn his spot back this year and then reevaluate things in December, right? Only thing that makes sense. Coop, what you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, the guy, he is somebody who was handed the keys to the kingdom, and for that to not go the way that it's expected, you got to think that there's a lot of sitting down with people around him, talking with people around him, and it only makes it look good if he does the right thing and says the right things from this point on. You're one play away from being right back in, and so I mean, I just got to think that he does it the right way pretty often. And I got to think that we'll find out later in the year. But touchdown Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans. So that's all in that sentence. But we'll see because he's going to have to. He's going to if he does one of these things like you see going around college football where guys are bouncing. Usually there's a big reason, and though he has definitely a great reason, you want to look like a good teammate. You don't want to look like somebody bowing out on your team middle of the season, especially like I said when you're one play away from being inserted back into the starting lineup. So he'll just have some decisions to make.
He will, and I don't want to take the time to bash and anything on him. He'll have to. That's one of the things he's going to have to do is figure out what he wants to do. what he feels like it's best for him. So to be honest, I anticipate that for the most part he'll probably end up possibly hitting the portal or whatnot, and seeing taking his talents elsewhere. But we'll see. We're all speculating. We have no clue what's going through his mind right now. So since we don't know, I don't want to go. Like I said, I don't want to go too far into thinking that. Oh,
I'm not hitting the portal, Jay. I'm staying here.
You're locked in.
I'm locked in.
Okay. I mean, if you're telling me you're locked in, you are locked in, then I believe you. So,
okay.
All right. Let's talk about, first off, some of the key plays that we enjoyed this season. First off, offense. I mean, offense hasn't been the most shiny and exciting, but we're going to talk positives here, darn it. You hear me? We're going to talk positives. If you could pick one play this year, what would be the one play you would say is the one that you feel like is your favorite so far?
Man, I'm going to do one that actually didn't count. I think that seam pass to Bauer Sharp against Auburn, that showed me anticipation. That showed me his big play capability. It showed anticipation by Hawkins and the big play ability. By Bauer Sharp, and man, that just is it's good because that's one of the things we hadn't seen was anticipation. I think a lot of the stuff that was there and not taken advantage of early in the season was waiting a little bit too late to throw the ball. So I'm going to go with that play because it was an exciting play, and you coach that one up a little bit more, and you can see that working potentially here in a week and a half. So that's what I'm going to go with.
I like that. For me, it's going to be that J.J. Hester throw by Hawkins deep. Hey, man, I told y'all we just need to give the kid another chance. And what happened? He got it. Those 3 catches were great in that game. The fight for the yards, but no, that deep one. It was not only the perfect call, but he showed that 4.4 speed. That is the one that jumped out to me. What's going on, Jason? That was the play that made me smile. Because, I mean, hey, I was getting so much crap from y'all. So much crap.
About JJ. Everywhere.
Yeah, about my guy. Hey, Tulsa, stand up. Told y'all, man, that man was gonna get us something, and he did. And I'm happy that I got it from my guy Hester, man. That was the play on offense at Romeo. What would be your runner-up play? Give me a second play.
I'm gonna go the speed option against Temple with Hawkins and Tatum. I mean, that's your future right there. And that was so, yeah, I mean, it's your present now too, but just seeing that the amount of speed and capabilities on that play is just, it shows a little glimpse because, I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of crazy to go, to the full circle that we've seen with our offense, from, Josh Heupel, just kind of tossing it all over the yard to going to early days of Jason White with a lot of that option run, that speed run. And, we thought we were getting back to just a full-blown passing attack and big running game. And so I think the running game opens up with a guy like Tatum and Hawkins out there at the same time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. And getting back Tatum is going to be huge to that component because we've seen the way Tatum can run. I mean, Barnes has been having some pretty good moments, but Tatum was really, really showing some great vision there. So, yeah, no, pretty excited to see him get healthy on it. My backup play is honestly, and I've been going between 2, but I think I'm going to stick with this one. It's that it's when Jackson Arnold changed the play and threw that ball to Deion Burks for the touchdown against Temple. Like the little fade route, kind of swapped out what the route was, kind of told him what changed to, and boom, and then slopped it perfectly to him.
Yeah,
caught it back at the end zone. It was amazing. Love the way that that play was set up, and I like the fact that he was able to make that adjustment But we got some more fun plays coming up for the rest of the season, man. It's definitely something I'm going to be excited about. Before we jump into the defense, there was a comment in here a second ago that I wanted to point out. Let's see, got Wills. Wolves at your door. Yes, we know about this signing event, and I wanted to show that real quick because I think that is a cool one. So it's, of course, bye week, so we get to rest, but you can go to autograph signing on Saturday. Definitely worth checking out. It's going to be inside Mathis' house over off Reno. And, get over there. Get yourself an autograph, some of the players. And y'all can start asking the questions y'all want to ask. Y'all been asking me. You can ask them face-to-face because they're going to be right there. So you can ask them all the questions about their play. Shout out to our partners over at Prize Pick. Let's take a quick break. Hear what they got to say. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. Prize Picks has been the most fun I've had playing daily fantasy this football season. All you have to do is select 2 or more players, put them in, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You can sign up with our code UNFAIR, and they're going to give you $50 instantly when you place your first $5 lineup. You don't even have to win the lineup to get the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Like, I'm looking at this Miami game right now. Cam Ward, 304.5 passing yards. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and take more on that. Same thing with Dylan Gabriel. He has 282.5 projected passing yards. Think he can do more than that as well. Prize Picks makes it very simple for me to play. I can make those picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. So last minute picks are definitely available for your boy because I do everything last minute. And Prize Picks also has weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays, where each Tuesday Prize Picks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide more, value. With basketball season coming up, there's going to be more opportunities to play. So check them out. Go to prizepicks.com and use code UNFAIR to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. Again, check out our link in the description below as well as here on the screen. Use promo code UNFAIR at prizepicks.com to get that guaranteed $50 once you play your $5 lineup. Check out Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. All right, Coop, let's talk about defense. What is that defensive play that put a smile on your face?
Man,
I know, right? It's so mediocre.
Let's do a little Oklahoma breakdown style way. I would love to pick up, another goal line stand. We have become very, very apt to seeing those things, but I'm going to go with with a kind of a quad of plays, and that is 2 straight games with R. Mason Thomas. I guess 2 games where R. Mason Thomas just took over at the end of the game and just went sack, and then sack again. He's done it twice. Man, the guy is he's turning into one of the best closers when it comes time to, end of the game scenarios. And, when it's a pure drop back time to play, the dude looks like Mariano Rivera, and he's just closing the ball game down. So love it. Love watching R. Mason right now because fully healthy, all these expectations, all these things we've been hearing about for quite a long time, and they're all starting to come to fruition.
No, I agree, man. There's so many that I've thought about, right? Like, the good thing is there's a lot of defensive plays to go through, right? From like what Robert Spears Jennings has done, and which you got to talk about him in just a minute, dog. We got to talk about just him and just talk about him. But from what he's done, even Billy Bowman's had some spots. We've seen Kanai do some things. The defensive line from Trace Ford to R. Mason Thomas, G Baby. To be honest, man, I think the play that I would have to give the props to, man, that's crazy. Now I think about it. I think I'm going to give it to Robert Spears Jennings' interception. Just because watching him come across there and jump that route so fast against Temple and get that pick, that one to me was the one that just made me jump up like, whoa! because it was like he came out of nowhere. And I love the fact that he jumped the route. He was ready for it, and he took that bad boy. No, that was against Houston. My apologies. That was against Houston. I'm here for that. I am here for the pick. So we need more of those, right? We need more of those route jumping. Because I was looking at, because secondly, I'm going to give you my second one real quick. My second one is the Trace Ford strip sack of Nico. Because when he came around there, ducked underneath that tackle, and just went, bah!
That was amazing.
Whew, that was awesome. That was 100% awesome. That was legit.
So
that's something you teach, right?
Yeah.
You could see that they're learning how to get those chops in.
I would say, Robert Spears Jennings, his sack this past week, that was great. But man, I will say this: if you throw, neither of us said the Kip Six. That was just poetry in motion. You were just waiting. That guy had done everything in his power to keep the ball out of harm's way. He got lucky a few times early in the game, but yeah, man, it was just that was a beautiful piece, because it's another massive play made by a linebacker.
Right.
Thank God for this bye week, because I know that there's quite a bit of injuries and Nick dinged up and stuff like that. For the defense, those guys have been on the field quite a bit in the first 5 games, and so yeah, I'm hoping to see a fully energized and ready to roll Danny Stutzman against Texas. He's going to be up for that game. He'll probably take some pictures of his leg tattoo so that he can set Twitter afire. But you got a lot of guys who want to prove that last year was not a fluke, that the defense will cause havoc yet again.
Yeah, and I think that's my favorite part is he's embraced the trolling of all of this and having fun. That to me is like the best part. He's having fun with this. And that's what I want from all the guys. Like, go have fun. Enjoy this. Enjoy all of this. Because that's the best part about just the rivalry itself. And so, but what's funny though, as we talk about that, Danny's quietly having a really good season, right? He leads the team in tackles, right?
Top in the country, I think.
Huh? Yeah. I think so. I think you're right. Let me actually go look at that real quick. I can pull that up. I'm gonna college football stats. Go national side. We're gonna go to tackles. Players. Where are you? Tackles. National leaders.
Not top 5. He is at 26.
Yeah, he's 26th on the top. Yeah, top of 27 on the national side, averaging 8 a game. Conference wise, let's look at the SEC. He's number 4 in the SEC. He's right behind 2 guys from Mississippi State. It appears Mississippi State plays a substantial amount of football defense.
They do.
They play a lot of defense. 51 and 42. Isaac Smith is everywhere, though. Sophomore safety. Wow, he's a safety, and he's got leading. Yep. He's only played 4 games. Wow, he's got 51 tackles. That's a lot. But no, Danny's number 4 in the SEC at 40, which.
And RSJ is number 7. So.
Yep. And Robert Spears Jennings is right there behind him at number 7. So. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then, of course, as a team, the Brent Venables stat that I always talk about is the tackles for loss. We're tied for 6th in the country for tackles for loss this season at 40.
And I think number 2 in sacks.
I think we are number 2 in sacks. Let me go pull that up real quick.
I was just looking at that.
We're tied for number 2 in sacks with Ole Miss and Miami. We're tied at number 2. Boise State has 20, which is pretty fascinating, but we're right behind them.
In four games. They're getting after the quarterback.
They are. That's one of the big ones. So yeah, we're tied for 2nd there at 18 sacks on the season, which last year we had 24 for the whole year.
Yeah.
We've already surpassed that. We should get at least 4 more coming up. So yeah, it's pretty darn good. Shout out to the defense, man. They're showing up, right? They're showing up. Total defense, we're 48th in the country. You know where we were before that in just raw yardage? Last year we were like 120th
Yeah.
in just raw yards.
And that's with the struggles of the offense, given the putting the defense back on the ball.
Right.
I mean, there's games where it's close to 2/3 of the time our defense is on the field. So that's why this bye is extremely important. And then you got this next 4 weeks 4 week sprint, and then you get the main. Is that right? The main game, and
We got 3 games. Yeah, we got Texas. 4 games. Yeah, we got. Oh no, it's 3. It's 3. I'm sorry, it was 3. Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss. Then it's a bye. Missouri,
first
Maine.
bye, the sort of bye.
No, yeah, Maine's after Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, Maine's after Missouri.
No, Maine's before Missouri.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Or is it? So is it the bye week before Alabama?
You got Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, then Maine. Yeah, the bye is in between Missouri and Alabama.
Okay, so the second bye is after Missouri. Okay, I've had those two flip flop for a while in my brain. I don't know why, but that makes sense.
So, but yeah, it's
having 2 bye weeks, dog. That's huge.
Kind of 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the SEC game is, yeah.
Yeah.
You have that. So, yeah, we have Maine the first weekend in November, which is, of course, is awesome. But, yeah, Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss. Then you get Maine as your tune-up game as a quote-unquote bye. Then you go against Missouri on the road. You get a bye week, and you play Bama, which I think Bama also has a bye week before they play us, if I'm correct. No, they play Mercer. They have their pseudo bye week before us. The pseudo bye week, which is Mercer at the crib, travel to LSU, Mercer, and then us. So they don't get, and then, the game that I know they're going to dread, which they're going to be excited about playing, but at the same time dread, they got to play Auburn, in the Iron Bowl to wrap the season up. And Auburn's going to do weird stuff like they always do.
Auburn is just Auburn. They just do things kind of different down there. So,
yeah, curious, how much did you think they paid for Deuce Knight? Because with everything going the way it is, I think it's crazy to me that he went ahead and pulled the trigger on that commitment. Even though I've heard he's been a silent for a while. I think that's what Wiltfong said on the Bird app.
He's had that situation going for quite a long time, but I mean, here's the thing: is Auburn has been on the heater. They're going to give Hugh Freeze everything that he can handle. That's a big thing for Auburn. Has always been the quarterback. The one time that they had a quarterback, they did really well. The other time they had 2 freakish athletes at running back with Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams, and it's you don't get a lot of. I think is Cadillac Williams. I think he's on their coaching staff now, but
not anymore. He's
not anymore.
Not at Auburn. He was the interim coach.
Breaking news. He was
the interim coach last year. They didn't retain him.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, if you can get a quarterback in there, but again, it's that's a tough task is to ask you. I mean, the wide receiver crew that they have, they're making plays. Like I said, Auburn doesn't have an offensive problem; they've got a turnover problem, and they do it in the worst times possible. And between Cam Coleman, you give him a quarterback who's somewhat of a playmaker. They've got the other 2 freshman guys too, and so that's oh man, Rashad White just got stonewalled. Baker kind of got him killed, but anyway. But no, it's they're making some news this year, and I think there's a lot of Auburn guys wondering if they could end up with the number 1 class, and they'll continue to drop that money.
No, that's true. That's exactly what it is. It's the I was in shock just to see that it went down. Like I said, even though he was a silent for a bit, they said, I'm just still kind of shocked on that one. All right, defense wise though, man, another play. Give me another one. Give me another one. Because it's like talking about the defense so much.
I'll throw. Was it week 1 when Dolby missed the interception? and Kenai Walker ended up getting it, just because that was such a funny play. Just you do everything right. You can't pull down the ball. You rip it out of the guy's hands, and he has the meltdown because he grabs his helmet and throws his head down because he thinks that he just missed it, and so I mean that's one of the funniest stuff. That's one of the funniest plays I think I've all season.
Yeah, I agree. Like I was cracking up on the fact that he actually was upset.
Or there was a swing pass. Let's go with this just because it's the missile. The swing pass, I think, was one of the last time that Tennessee decided they were going to try to do anything with the football. The third down swing pass out to the running back. They had it blocked up, and Lewis Carter just like he's a missile, goes straight through, drills the guy, ends it for a 4-yard loss, and that was the last. That was the last we saw Tennessee try to do anything on offense.
Yep. It's always about like not injuring your team, right? Putting yourself in a bad situation. Some stuff is just not, worth it. Which I get. Kind of one of those, is that you just gotta play smarter, not harder. Totally not worth doing that. But I don't know. All right, let's talk about breakout players for you. We'll do both sides of the ball. We'll start with defense, though. Now that we have this bye week, we're in the first quote-unquote quarter or whatnot. First group of 5. We'll have, 5 more, and then we'll wrap up with 2 to finish the season. Kind of wish they would have went in 4s, but, that's not we didn't get lucked out on the 4 games break, 4 games break, 4 games break. I'm actually happy we did hit the 5 games because, even as, like, if you listen to Gabe and Teddy, they kind of pointed out that the team looked like they were starting to get a little gas, so the bye week was perfect for them to get some rest. When you're playing 35, snaps, 35 minutes in the possessions and stuff, you do get worn out, right? Because you're exerting full speed the entire time. So they're playing really, really, really hard. But anyway, defensive breakout players, man. For me, I'm going to go ahead and steal this one first so you don't steal it from me. It's Robert Spears-Jennings. Tulsa, stand up. Not only the numerous sacks he's gotten this season, he has how many sacks this season?
5.5. By the way, Baker
to Sterling Shepard. Yeah.
TD. I believe it's 5.5.
Let me go verify real quick.
Please hold.
Let me go ahead and open them up in the Nope. They never put their actual numbers up. He's credited with 2. 2 sacks, forced fumble recovery, interception. Yeah. And the sack was, I guess, the strip sack. I wonder if the strip sack counts.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Robert Spears-Jennings.
Oh, Robert Spears. Okay, sorry. I thought you
meant not R. Mason Thomas. No. Robert Spears-Jennings. R. Mason Thomas has 5.5, and I think he's tied for the nation's lead. Or he's up there in the nation's lead. Let's see. No, he's not tied. He's 4th. He's tied. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's tied for 4th with 5.5. The leader is Boston College's Donovan. He's got 8.
I think he had 4 against Florida State. I think he got most of his numbers versus Florida State.
He probably got like 6 against Florida State. I think he got like 6 against Florida State, dog. So bad.
He's crazy. But
yeah, he's tied at 4th. But no, Robert Spears-Jennings, he's finished with. I think he's my breakout player, right?
Very
Last
much.
season we saw flashes of him, and was like, okay, I think we see something. That pick where he jumped the route was fantastic. When they send him on the safety blitz, it seems like nobody sees him ever. It's perfect every time. Shout out to Zach Alley. Great job. Can't wait to see his interview on OUDNA. By the way, OUDNA appears to be coming back monthly. They're doing like 2 or 3 doing all the games at a time. They look like they're doing it. They're going to do it at the bye week. So every bye week, we should expect another OUDNA video. But the sack and then the forced fumble he got on Nico, that was just hit him right in the elbow too. Like I was telling somebody not too long ago, I was like, man, Tennessee got lucky on that because
Yeah.
when Spears Jennings was coming in, when RSJ came through, Nico was throwing his elbow back like he's about to chunk it, and that's how the fumble flew out. But if he hit it, he hit that helmet. That could have been a broken elbow, right? Because those helmets ain't soft. And I was like, ooh, somebody got lucky. Somebody got lucky. Just
Definitely. I mean, Robert Spears Jennings. I mean, he's one of the highest rated, defensive players, on PFF. Sorry, but I mean, he is just absolutely. He's lighting it up. This is what we were waiting for. This is what when we heard early in the year that there's a chance it was going to be RSJ and Billy Bowman starting at safety. A lot of people were going, well, what does that mean about Peyton Bowen? Nothing. It just means RSJ finally, like, everything's clicking for him. And, he does really, really great and coming up and playing the line too. So, man, shout out to him. I mean, he is absolutely turned it up.
He did. He has. Defense, give me your breakout player. I'm assuming it's the other R.
No, I'm going to go Kip Lewis.
Ooh.
I mean, the pick six was, I mean, it was what it is, but, I like what Teddy says is like when he goes out there and he's watching the game, there's one player that just absolutely every single day, every single play, it plays like his hair's on fire, and it's Kip Lewis. And these guys are able, this defensive line has done such a great job, and it's letting these linebackers and these safeties do what they want to do. And so Kip Lewis, he's got to be mine because it's gone from, when you think this linebacker room, a lot of the people are wondering what's going on with Danny, and nothing. I mean, he's still Danny Stutzman. And I think that there's a lot of times, yeah, there's a lot of time that Danny even comes up into his gap, and these guys are playing such gap sound and assignment sound football that it forces somebody to try to leak out. And guess who's always there, ready to just put it down? And it's Kip Lewis. So, man, I think that Kip Lewis is my breakout guy. He's got the big thing. Everybody's going to remember the Kip Six. I mean, it's now a coined phrase, in Sooner Nation. So, got to go with him.
I like that. Okay, that's a good one. That's a solid one. Because Kip definitely deserves all the love. Now let's talk about moving past that. Let's look at going into the next quarter. So we've got the bunch of games, right? We've got the next 5 games coming up. Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss. Then you got Maine, and then you got Missouri to wrap up your bundle of 5. Coop, in that one, who do you think is going to be on the offensive side of the ball? Who do you think is going to be the breakout player? A breakout player, let's put it that way.
Man, I'm gonna say Taylor Tatum. I think that with his health coming back, hopefully he's got the opportunity to learn a little bit more on the old pass coverage and pass blocking. But I think that in watching the Auburn game, you saw the spy on Hawkins, and so usually they've got one guy spying Hawkins, and he's also the guy that needs to probably be paying attention to the running back leaking out. So I think that you've got some checkdowns that you can throw out to Tatum. If you go back and you remember guys like DeMarco Murray and Joe Mixon, those guys made their lives, on those checkdowns, averaging 60, 70 yards a game with those, just in those checkdowns. And then all of a sudden, you run him out for a little check down, and he turns it into a wheel route, and now you've got a guy who excels at catching the football, running up the sideline on a linebacker who's got to completely turn. So, I mean, that's where I'm going to go. The easy pick would probably be Hawk himself, but
of course,
I think we see more of more dynamic capability out of Tatum.
Yeah, Because, I don't want to pick, the obvious that we think is going to be. You know what I think it's going to be? It's going to actually break out, and you're going to be like, oh, man, we got the juice here. It's going to be Petaway. think they're going to get Petaway out there, get him going. I think he's going to be the guy that ends up being a breakout. I'm feeling that. The future of the team, the connection. I guess that connects him with Hawkins, of course. Just about everybody does, but I like him. I was thinking Bauer Sharp as well. I think Sharp is starting to getting into his own because he's had his best set of games the last couple games. He's gotten a lot better. But I'm thinking that Petaway is the one. Who do y'all think? Hop in the comments. Y'all let us know who y'all think is going to be some breakouts for this quarter. I want to see who y'all got. We're going to pop them up here as we take questions in a bit. Defense, who you got?
Man, I'm just going to say, this one's kind of a cop out, but since I didn't pick him out for the earlier award, but R. Mason Thomas, I think we're going to see more and more of him. He's now got that hunger going. Adebaware is healthier now, and so I think that you're going to see as we break into the old Texas kids, we're going to see a little bit more on the offensive side where these guys are not going to, they're going to pop out there and they're going to want to do what they always do. And so I think that you're going to have more passing opportunities, guys dropping back. The first 3 games, you didn't see much of that early in the Tennessee game, while the offense was still hadn't, crapped down their leg. You didn't even see Nico take any deep drops. And so I think that some of these offenses coming up here, you're going to see R. Mason Thomas get more and more opportunities. The defensive line's going to have some more rest. You get another guy, like Deshaun coming back, and you're going to have another guy that can, blitz off. So I expect to see R. Mason get some more love, more opportunities.
That's a good one. Yeah, I can see R. Mason with that. My breakout for this next quarter, now that it looks like he's healthier, give me Peyton Bowen. I think Bowen's going to start to break into his own. I can see an interception happen. I can see one being returned for a touchdown soon, right? Especially because I know Allie's going to probably start shifting into that 3 safety setup soon. I'm going to give it to him. I think he's the one that's going to, especially if we go into a 3-3-5, there's a good chance in that 3-3-5, and that 5, it's safeties, and then your cheetah's going to be with your linebackers. And with the D-line. And I think McCullough's going to be one that's going to get on that blitzing or whatnot. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But I think Bowen's about to break out. Like I said, he hasn't been 100%. And you could tell in the way they're playing him, like, you put him in a punt return, he's not going to get tackled. He's good enough to either call the fair catch or he's going to return it and he's not going to get, actually hit. He does a really good job of not getting tackled. So.
Yeah, and you know what? Somebody else that I want to throw in another one is Sammy Omosigho.
Ooh, yeah.
Sammy is now your de facto cheetah. He's going to be the guy coming in and do that. And plus, I think that now he gets to play as the hunted too, because you've got the boogeyman coming in and running some cheetah stuff behind him too. And Ghost, Ghost, you said about it. Dude came in, he was in for one play. And, there's going to be an offensive lineman that's, tells his grandkids, I played for University of Auburn and I got these back issues because this crazy ass safety came in and tried to separate my spine from my body. And so, but yeah, Sammy O, he's a guy who's got all the gifts and all the tools in the world. And so I'm pretty excited about that because he's going to be a stud.
Man, I'm just watching that play when his dad posted that on social media. I was cracking up. I'm like, dude, he really did just like go through and hit that dude.
He asked us if that counted towards the 2.5 over under on personal fouls, and I said no flag, no harm.
Nope. Until we get a actual flag, nah. I need some laundry.
Gotta
before
see
I can
that.
actually claim that one. But no, he has been hitting folks when he gets out there, which is my favorite part about his game. So, yeah, I'm pretty hyped about that. Oof.
The safety room is dirty. with between Hardy and Powers, him, Bowen, RSJ, and then you bring in two cats here coming up here, Omarion Robinson and Marcus Wimberly. And then now you're already after some dudes in 26 too. I mean, that safety room, again, we've said it multiple times, Brandon Hall, give the man a raise, because I mean, he has been putting together great recruiting, and these guys are just playing out of their minds.
Yeah, if somebody's cooking, man, it's that man. He is really cooking on the recruiting at the safety spot, right? Him, honestly, and Valai, right? I've been watching some of, like, as we talk about recruiting a little bit, I've been watching some of the corners like Cortland Guillory.
Yeah. Oh, Cortland is another guy that's, and there was another corner, and I'll just leave names off, but there was another corner that Guillory hopped up and wanted to get his spot first, and so he's a dude who wanted to get his slot taken before somebody else got it, and so I'm pretty excited about that. But I'm that's who I want to see is for our Texas brethren in here that are in here supporting the channel, intoxicated or not. That's we appreciate you supporting the channel. But
thank you for the eyes.
When you see 25 coming in on defense, just expect a visitor in the old tent on the sideline shortly after.
Exactly. Like watching. I need to go watch Tristan. Probably go watch him tomorrow night. It's homecoming, so I'll probably go ahead and pull up for the homecoming game. Go watch Tristan Haynes go out there and ball out. I haven't got a chance to get to any high school games this year. I wanted to go see CJ Nixon, but I'm not going to be able to get out to Weatherford like I thought. Schedule's just not lined up to be able to do it. But I can go see Trinae. I can see Marcus James, as well as say Tristan Haynes. Go see those three. Go watch them ball out.
Yeah.
Cook. Which is, of course, beautiful. So, yeah, man, I'm pretty stoked. What y'all think? I know y'all's in here arguing with that guy in the chat. I have no reason to even say his name. But I do appreciate him pulling up and giving the eyeballs. That's always a plus. Bennett's yelling out RMT. Got to be the breakout player there. Love the thought. Jake thinks that Bowman gets 2. Eli Bowen is a possibility here. I do love the idea of that. Of course, Jason's got his love. Wood Woolard, Makari Vickers. He's healthy.
Yeah, he's healthy now.
I like that. I can totally see him starting to get some run. Because he actually played, I think, in this game against Auburn.
Yeah, he did. And, Caden Willard was inches away on 3 or 4 different occasions, and I mean, he is really, really close. He had one of the he had batted the ball down at one point, snipped the screen out pretty well. He is hungry, and I know his daddy wants him to get home, and I'll probably get 37 text messages when that happens, and I'm all for it. I love it.
Love it. Bring them. Send them messages. Let us know. And, of course, Jason really, really hyping on Woolard. I think he will. Because he did really good against Auburn.
Yeah.
When I saw Woolard go out there, he was causing a lot of pressure. He had like an opportunity almost for a sack, too. Or a tackle for the loss, one of the two. And I was like, okay. Let's see if we can get that.
There's a question about Floyd Bicard. Floyd was one of those guys who there was a lot of looking around still. I don't know if he got caught up in a lot of the emotions of everything. But I mean, at this point, it's my assumption is that guy wants to, he wants to go, he wants to play, he wants to support his family, and so he thought that USC is a better idea for him. It's if you're watching this defensive line and you're watching that defensive line, especially after the Michigan game, you just gotta, say, all right, man, if you want to come back here, eventually, give us a shout. But what's the say? We're either going to win with you or without you. And so, You got a young defensive line, Jaden Jackson, David Stone. These guys are balling out. Marcus Strong had himself a couple of days, early in the season. So he's still a young guy that was more of a project guy, but still showing some opportunity. So I think that, we'll probably play it cool unless you can flip somebody big. I think that you can probably, look towards the portal, because I think there's going to be a lot of guys who see what's going on now that you got proof of concept, and so start bringing, some of them back over. So OU is, definitely a big time opportunity to spend some money in the transfer portal, and you've seen them doing it.
Yeah, and that's the thing I like to get everybody to recognize too. Portal's going to be pretty good, right? You're going to see some of your top end G5s, like the Jared Verse type situations where they're just balling out so much they decide to move up, right? You're going to see a few of those. Some from smaller P4 teams decide to move up and want to play somewhere bigger. You're going to see a lot of kids moving around in the you're going to see a lot of them moving around in the portal, and so the portal's going to be busy. Shaggy asked question. We actually talked about this at the beginning. Yes, McCullough. He tweeted out smiley face, so I'm sensing that he is going to come back. And I saw Midland Sooners. What's going on, boss? You always show some love. We appreciate it. His question is, if he plays where? I don't see him at Cheetah. No, he won't play Cheetah. He's not going to be at Cheetah. No. They had him at will linebacker. So you could see him in the 3-3-5. Instead of having a Cheetah, you can have him out there at will linebacker, and you could see him probably blitzing on the edge, right? You'll see him probably going after the quarterback. Is what I expect if we see McCullough play. And
he is practicing. He is full practicing.
He is full practicing, so that's the good thing. And it's also the question here with Jacoby. Yeah, it was kind of interesting on the Jacoby piece. I know that he's been running with the wides, give us healthy bodies, and I'm surprised he did not get any snaps. Kind of wild, to be absolutely honest. I'm wondering why, but that's an EJ question.
Yeah, I think that that's a tall ask to tell him to come over, especially on the road in your true freshman quarterback's first time start. And that's with like when we say about fixing the offense earlier in the year, when it's massive amount of injuries, just quarterback play being very, very subpar, and then injuries on the offensive line, injuries of the wide receiver. It's just like, how do you fix what first? What's the first thing to go? And so, I just fully believe that, you're going to see him. I would say that if you're going to see him against Texas, it's probably going to be, not in a tight game. I would say that, maybe bringing him out. You never know. Get him out there. What can he do from a blocking standpoint? Because he does add some size. And when you've got the wide receiver crew that we've ran out there quite a bit, where your tallest guy's 5'8" and 160 pounds, Jacoby has size over every single one of those guys. But you've got to be able to know your blocking assignments. You got to be able to know what your route tree is. You got to know, you got to be able to know what the audibles are. And so I think it's a tall ask for, after 1 week of practice, putting him in a super tight game like that. So we'll see. If you see him at all versus Texas, I think that he becomes a factor. I think if you don't, I think that that means either some wide receivers have started showing more, or the fact that somebody got healthy. So because that's the one thing that we don't know, Jay, yet is still don't know about Burks. Still don't know about, I hear Burks is 50-50 for the Texas game. Don't know much about Andrell Anthony. Nothing solid on Nick Anderson. And
right, yeah.
Don't think we will know that either.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to be put out about Nick or Andrew. I think with Andrew, I really think his is, he's still coming off the ACL, right? We just hit 12 months this weekend. Yeah, because it was this weekend. Yeah, it was the 4th, wasn't it? October 4th?
First week of October.
Yep, October 4th. So we're at a full year at Andrell, so I'm wondering if he was, I'm wondering if he's a little nervous on the knee, which I get. I mean, even I think it had like a slight setback in rehab. Somebody mentioned, and he had to have like some stuff cleaned up. Look,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he gets better and he's ready to go. I mean, we got to see him a little bit in week 1, but I wonder if that's where he kind of like felt a little pain. We'll find out next couple of weeks. Hopefully he is fully cleared. I think he's at the point now. I think he is fully cleared for the most part. So he may be practicing, may be ready to go soon. I mean, I'm seeing him walking around, right? See him on the sideline in full pads. Look like he's getting hype with everybody. Just got to get out there in the field and ball out. So we'll give him his time. Let him do his thing. And I think Jacoby, we'll probably see more Jacoby this week. Right? And I saw some questions in here around Baba Lola. Do we think? I do believe we are legitimately in there, right? When I saw the article that On3 put out about Baba Lola, basically was saying, he loves the coaching staff. And I think the funny thing about said article was that the only team that he mentioned the coaching staff was Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Just saying. That don't mean much, but it could mean much.
It's what you heard out of Fasusi.
Yeah.
And those guys talk. Fasusi has lots of Fasusi's, Hutton. Those guys still talk to Babalola, and like I've mentioned before, is Akankumi did his visit, and that's the only one that he was the host for his visit that has not committed to OU yet on the offensive line, and so you add him into Afalava, which I still think is one of the most underrated guys in this class. You get Fasusi, Hollenbeck, and maybe pull in that. And with Foje, I mean, you all of a sudden have a very, very young and talented offensive line. And so hopefully you can see those guys turn into something, something really, really massive.
Right. Could be something massive. So, oh, man. That will be the biggest one of them all if we were to get our hands on Babalola. But he said by season's end, so we'll say mid-November. I think that's when the high school season really ends. So let's see if it goes down. So, all right. Anything else, Coop, you want to wrap up with before we get up out of here?
No, again, keep your hate real. At this point, we're not diving fully into this, but what's funny is, based off the Texas fans, we shouldn't even play this game. Like, this is just going to be a massive ass whooping. And I promise you this is, if the hats was turned the other way, I would still be here cautioning folks to stay calm. Like, don't get yourself too crazy, because this is OU Texas. Weird stuff happens. They've got issues with who's our quarterback, and if there's any failure by one of them, it's going by Quinn Ewers. They're saying that there's potential chance that he's going to be the starter. We gave Quinn hell last year, and the defense, basically put up a performance that didn't even compare to what we did to Tennessee this year. This defensive line is going to be hungry. They're going to, be fully rested. So I'm excited about this. Anything can happen right now. This is, that's why they play the game. And so you get guys healthy, you get some good practice and some good rest, and we'll get out there and we'll get a chance to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how, things turn out. This, next weekend. I'm excited to see how healthy we end up this weekend. That's actually the question I've got to see, is how rested we are this weekend. I know that's the whole plan, is resting, relaxing, getting your bodies right, and the team is taking advantage of it. So, all right, thanks for pulling up. Please hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5. Once again, shout out to Prize Picks for hooking us up. They're giving you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You can use our promo code UNFAIR or the link in the description below. We are out. We'll be back Sunday. Talk ball in preparation for the continuation of Hate Week and Red River. So relax, enjoy a beverage this weekend. Kick back, actually watch football because that's what I'm going to do. I'm watching football because there's some great SEC games this weekend. Ooh. Real quick. You see that Missouri to playing at Kyle Field?
No, I didn't know. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So Missouri's playing Texas A&M this weekend.
Yeah.
Missouri is a 2.5-point dog on the road.
Oh, okay. I did see that.
Why?
I think that with the new kid, oh man, help me
Marcel
with
Reed?
Marcel Reed. I think that he gives them a playmaker. And Midland, thank you, man. I appreciate you as always, brother.
Every time, Midland. You the man.
But I think with Reed, they have more options on offense. They do play solid, sound defense. And, that place is psychotic. And as long as the crowd is in there, they're going to do a good job. Also, I think that Missouri has not been as dynamic on offense this year as they were last year. They're not sneaking up on anybody. They talked a lot of mess. And every single fan base wants to, let them know that, hey, just because we're the top turd in the toilet doesn't mean you're anything special. You're still going to get flushed. And so I think that's it. I don't think a lot of people believe fully in Missouri. They're running behind a couple of, 5'8", 5'9", 175-pound backs. And I think A&M thinks that they can control that offensive line pretty well.
Which is crazy to me that, Missouri top 10 in the country right now, and Vegas is that's cool, but no, we're not going to respect you at all. They're like, nah, we good. We good on respecting y'all. We good. Because that's crazy to me that they're because the line's going up too. It's 2.5-point dog. Just keep going up.
Yeah. It's, that's crazy. It is. That's when I saw that line, I was a little baffled, especially because Texas A&M's offense, just woof.
Woof.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, there's no way that I was going to jump on Missouri, and I was like, nah, there's a reason why Vegas is doing this. I'm not about to be stupid. I would take Texas A&M in that game because it just doesn't make any sense for Missouri to be a dog. There's no logic behind it. And since I can't find the logic behind it, I'm not going to, no.
Yeah, I was at the Torrance Marshall game at A&M, and it was that stadium does literally shake when they start getting after it and get crazy, and they will get after it. And here's the thing: is nobody. Let's be honest, nobody's scared of Missouri. You're going to prepare for them, but nobody's scared of Missouri. That doesn't, Missouri's coming to town doesn't make anybody be like, oh man, that's going to be a really good game. It's like, who? Oh, Missouri. Okay. And so, that's what we're going to see. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. All right. We'll close it out with that. I just had to ask that question. I forgot that was one question I wanted to ask you if you saw that, and I was trying to figure out the logic behind it, but I can't. So thanks for pulling up. Hit the like button. New to the channel, subscribe. If you're listening, rate, review. Give us 5 stars. And with that, we'll chop it up with all of you Sunday. Y'all be good. Peace.